Late last week, a blow was struck when Steven Crowder was banned for a week from his Twitter and a couple of days from his YouTube channel. A couple of his staffers got banned as well, and it really does strike a blow to all of us. And I'd like to talk about what that means for any of us that are in any sort of alternative media. Because of the legal battle that's going on between Crowder's lawyer and Google, the parent company of YouTube, I don't want to go into a lot of detail over what happened and why it happened, but you can go over to Crowder's channel and check out his video number 300, or go over to the Mug Club at crtv.com, and the lawyer will explain what he's comfortable explaining at this time. But what I do want to go over is what this means for all the rest of us that are in a form of alternative media. When Steve went on his rant, he said a lot of really good things, but one of the most important things that he said really stuck out to me. And it has to do with all of us who went out and self-funded ourselves and bought cameras and bought microphones and decided to go out and strike out on our own, whether or not we make money, whether we lose all the money that we invested into this. To paraphrase what he said, on CNN, The View, or any other major mainstream outlet, all they have to do if they want to laugh at a Republican is pull off something from Fox News, from the NRA, or any other big narrative outlet that they can control and has big money controlling them, and laugh at it. And that's what they put across as conservatism. They're not saying Louder with Crowder, or for that matter Beauty and the Beta, or J. Edgar, or Sargon, or anything else. They're just using those outlets as conservative media. Americans have always had freedom of the press. It's part of the First Amendment. But unfortunately, we are slaves to companies like Google, YouTube, or anybody else that controls the media and controls the message that gets put out. They are private industries, and they are allowed to put the content out that they agree with the most. And unfortunately, liberalism has seeped into most of the mainstream outlets for putting media out there. One of the biggest threats to the CNN narrative is the fact that I can go out, spend $60 and get a webcam and a microphone and come out and give a message that's important to me, whether or not it's important to CNN or the narrative. And you can watch my message for 10 minutes, you can watch Crowder for an hour, you can watch Beauty and the Beta for 2 hours, and you're not going to have to sit and listen to speeches about pocket catheters, diversifying in gold, or the Ponzi scheme of a reverse mortgage. And Crowder is one of the biggest success stories out there of people like us. People who started out as self-funded and then turned into people who are fan-funded, who are out hiring people, who are out putting out a message that doesn't necessarily agree with what's on the mainstream media, what's on the main channels. Messages that are important to the American people. Unfortunately, Google, which owns YouTube, is one of the biggest platforms for transmitting any message that you want to get out there. And those of us who have smaller channels do have to depend on that. There are people, like Crowder himself, who have latched on to another website or gone out and made their own website, but they're not as well known and they're not as easy for people to go out and find. But as long as we can all go out and buy a microphone and buy a webcam and put our messages out there, we may not all know each other, but we can band together and we can overcome the mainstream media's grip on the message. Some of us may lose money in the venture, and some of us might have to work for free for a while until we get enough of a fan base that we can be fan funded. But the important part is that we go out there and we speak the message that's important to us, rather than the message that's spoon-fed and expected to be important to us. And as for you, Steve Crowder, keep putting your message out there. And look for my Mug Club subscription. You have my support. You do good work. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this program and support this channel. Looking forward to seeing a thoughtful discussion crop up in the comment section below or over on Twitter. That is at Ed's Blog Twitter with a 1 in place of the I. Remember, never take the words of journalists, bloggers, or podcasters as gospel. Find all the facts and draw your own conclusions. Take care, everyone.